welcome back.
You've probably never heard the name Wally Pipp before, so let me catch you up. In 1925, Wally was the starting first baseman for the New York Yankees. One fateful day, he got a headache and decided to take the day off. His replacement? Lou Gehrig. Now, I bet you've heard of him. The point? Replacements in sports are very important. My man right here, Damon Richter, is replacing Clayton Bury, our normal sports director. You might not be a Lou Gehrig, but we're glad to have you here today anyways.
You know, I can only hope to be what Walter Pipp was to the Yankees, Brent. Anyway, let's get started with soccer. The SLU women's soccer team claimed their second straight A-10 title and secured another NCAA tournament berth. After beating Drake 2-0 in the first game, the Billikens squared off against the University of Illinois for the second time this season. The first time these two teams met, the Billikens won a dramatic 2-1 double overtime victory. This time, however, the University of Illinois handled the Bills 4-1. Still, congratulations are in order for a great year. The men's team plays Northwestern Wednesday night at 7 p.m. here at SLU in the second round of the NCAA tournament. SLU earned a bye in the first round, while Northwestern stomped Cincinnati 3-0 to make it to St. Louis. As the soccer season come to a close, St. Louis basketball season is underway. The men's basketball team is 1-0 after beating Quincy 79-55 this past Saturday. Up next is the Shelby Metcalf Classic at Texas A&M University this coming weekend. Friday they play Louisiana Tech at 4:30. Saturday they meet Lamar also at 4:30. And finally on Sunday they have their first chance for an upset when they play number 13 Texas A&M at 5:30. That game should be on Fox Sports Midwest. Check it out. Hopefully we'll have highlights of the men's soccer team and the basketball teams next week. But for now, it's time for the Week 10 NFL highlights. Perhaps the most exciting and explosive game this weekend was the Chargers and Bengals game in Cincinnati. Here's what happened.
The Bengals are excited. They want to snap a two-game losing skid. They have a 14-0 lead at the end of the first quarter, and the Bengals are piling it on. Carson Palmer drops back and tosses a 51-yard touchdown pass to my man, Chad Johnson. After crying last week, you just knew he was going to explode in Week 11. He went on to have a career day and a team record 260 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. The question is, will it be enough? The Chargers went into halftime trailing 28-7. When they came out for the second half, they'd start, well, charging back. Here's a 46-yard lob to Malcolm Floyd, and the lead is now cut to 28-21. The Chargers are about to make things really interesting. In the third quarter, after the Chargers have pulled within 3, once again, Carson Palmer drops back and connects with my man Chad Johnson for the second time and a 74-yard touchdown heave. The score is now 38-28 Cincinnati. Everybody in Cincinnati is starting to breathe a little easier. Even Chad Johnson starts doing a little party boy dance, but unfortunately, it won't last. The Chargers would storm back to win 49-41.
A real heartbreaker for the Bengals, but that doesn't even compare to the agony the Rams must be feeling after their matchup with the Seahawks. Here's what happened to them.
The Seahawks stunned the Rams the first time these two teams met with a last-second field goal. This week, the Rams come out strong, forcing a fumble and returning it 89 yards for the score. Victor Adeyanju, a rookie out of Indiana, recovers the fumble and takes it all the way back for a touchdown. The Rams take the early 7-0 lead. Look at the big guy run. If the Rams are going to win this week, their defense has to keep stepping up and making plays just like that. Later on in the second quarter, with the Rams leading 10-7, Seneca Walls finds Jeremy Stevens in the end zone for a 15-yard touchdown pass. Stevens shows off his guns, and unfortunately for the Rams, those won't prove to be the only weapons Seattle has. In the fourth quarter, Nate Burleson receives a punt on the 10-yard line while the Rams decide to put on a tackling clinic. Or not. Burleson evades everyone, including the punter, to give themselves a 21-16 lead after a crushing 90-yard return for the score. The Rams weren't finished yet, however. They respond when Steven Jackson bulldozes his way into the end zone, dragging some Seahawks with him, for a 14-yard score that gives the Rams a 22-21 lead. All the Rams need to do is keep history from repeating itself. Seahawks had other plans. Kicker Josh Brown lines up for a 38-yard field goal to win the game. Of course, it goes right down the pipes, and the Seahawks stun the Rams again, dropping them to a 4-5 record on the season, 1 game below 500, and 2 games behind the Seahawks for the division.
Well, on an upbeat note, I'm still killing sports director Clayton Buer in our weekly NFL challenge. At 11-4, I'm feeling pretty confident, but Clayton's 7-8 record is starting to show signs of life. Finally, here are this week's picks.
The Week 11 challenge starts off with St. Louis at Carolina. I'm going to take Carolina at home, and Clayton's going to stick on the St. Louis bandwagon for another week. He's had St. Louis on the road. Next up, Chicago at New York Jets. Clayton and I both like Chicago in this one. The Jets got pretty lucky last week, let's be honest. Third game this week is Indianapolis at Dallas. I'm taking Dallas at home. Clayton's going to stick with the road team again and take the Colts. Well, they're undefeated, why not? San Diego at Denver. I'm going to take Denver at home, and of course, Clayton will take San Diego on the road. Monday Night Football should be a little bit more exciting this week. You got New York Giants at Jacksonville. I'm going to take Jacksonville. Clayton's going to take New York.
Best of luck to you, Clayton. Although I'm not going to lie, if you lose next week and pretend to be sick again, I'll understand. I could get really used to sitting up here, Brent and Courtney.
So you're going on record of accusing Clayton of pretending to be sick.
There it is.
Be careful who you're making fun of. That is our sports guy.
That's fine. He's still losing to the sports reporter.
Fair enough.
Well, thank you, Damon. Coming up, we've got a SLU True Hollywood story on a student right here on campus. So stick around.
Welcome back. If you know all the words to the High School Musical soundtrack and you still think of Lizzie McGuire when you see Hilary Duff, you're probably a Disney Channel addict, so listen up. The latest actress to rub shoulders with Mickey Mouse goes to school right here at SLU. Her name is Lindsey Trout, and although she doesn't wear her Mickey Mouse ears around campus, our reporter Kathy Kelly caught up with her to hear about her big Hollywood break.
We've all joked that the only job a theater major can land after college is in the food service industry, but that may not be the case for at least one sophomore here at SLU. Lindsey Trout has been in multiple theater productions, most recently starring in the musical Ruthless, but a single audition shot her from studio theater to the silver screen.
Yeah, I just finished working on a feature film called Alice, which is being directed by Sandy Tung. They actually wrapped filming this past weekend, so we're all done shooting. But it's a coming-of-age story about this little girl named Alice, who's played by Allison Stoner, who was in Cheaper by the Dozen 1 and 2, and she's also a background dancer for Missy Elliott. She's that little girl who break dances.
Lucas Grabeel from High School Musical and Luke Perry, best known for his role in Beverly Hills 90210, also appear in the film.
Yeah, I have a pretty small part. It was really interesting. I showed up at the Galleria at about 5:30 on a Tuesday morning to shoot, and I went they took me to my trailer. I had my own trailer. It was kind of cool.
Although Lindsey said she auditioned on a complete whim, the role has opened many new doors for her.
The casting director for Alice set me up with a talent agency in town, who is in turn hopefully going to be setting me up with some more film and television jobs, hopefully.
Don't worry, the starlet isn't planning on dropping out of school and moving to Hollywood anytime soon. She stays modest by selling tickets in the box office, so don't be surprised if her next movie is a box office hit. Reporting for SLU News 22, I'm Kathy Kelly.
Well, before she makes her appearance on the Disney Channel, she will be appearing this weekend in SLU's production of Ruthless at the Xavier Theater, and our entertainment guru, Christina Fernandez, is here to fill you in. Christina?
Thank you, Courtney. This is the last weekend for Ruthless. The play is by Joel Paley, and it's about an 8-year-old girl who commits murder to star in her school play of Pippi Longstocking. During its long off-Broadway run, which opened with Britney Spears in the lead role, it received rave reviews, and critics say it's loaded with campy wit and charm. So join the laughter at 8 p.m. on November 17th and 18th, and at 2 p.m. on November 19th.
Now, after Ruthless finishes up, the next thing to look forward to is Thanksgiving. Do you have any turkey treats around the community that we could be doing?
Yes, actually I do. If you want to win your very own Thanksgiving turkey, try your hand at the Blind Turkey Toss Disc Golf Tournament. Bring your own glow-in-the-dark disc, win the shot-in-the-dark hole, and take home a turkey. And if you're nostalgic for the days when you shot your own turkey, well, turkeys are hard to find on SLU's campus. However, you can shoot a person dressed up as a turkey with a paintball gun. So head to White Birch Park on Saturday, November 18th for what they call the Turkey Shoot in the Park. And if you're fed up with Thanksgiving and can't wait for Christmas, you can pretend it's Christmas. Just go see the Nutcracker at the Scottish Rite Masonic Lodge this Saturday, or join carolers and fellow students as they light the traditional Christmas tree at the Samuel Couples House on Friday, November 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. Already in the gift-giving mode? Buy gifts for your family and friends at the Fair Trade Holiday Market at the Manchester United Methodist Church this Saturday. As you know, Fair Trade assures the just distribution of the money spent. But if movies are your thing, our must-sees for this weekend are Babel, intense but I loved it, Saw 3 if you haven't already seen 1 and 2, and Stranger Than Fiction, Will Ferrell's latest. And if you've seen the Tenacious D movie already and loved it, pick up their new CD, The Pick of Destiny, just out today. And if you prefer rap, the Game's new album, Doctor's Advocate, is out. Now, if you miss seeing Tom Hanks' bad hair on the big screen version of the Da Vinci Code, don't worry because it's been packaged on the DVD version out today as well. And finally, out on DVD this week, the comedies John Tucker Must Die and Accepted.
Thank you, Christina. I am only wondering one thing after that entertainment report. Who is the guy who dresses up as a turkey and then volunteers to be shot at with paintball all day? I hope you can get him in studio when we come back from the break.
He surely would be fun to interview.
I hope he's getting paid well.
Me too. Well, the law school students were greeted last Tuesday with a foul smell as they entered the building. Although the smell was non-toxic, it was unpleasant. And it was unpleasant enough for classes to be canceled. So the classes were canceled for the day, but then they resumed as scheduled the next day.
I personally am a little suspicious about you lawyers. I remember that day. It was 75 degrees outside, the nicest day we've had all fall, and somehow you managed to get classes canceled. Very suspicious. Anyways, that's it for us this week. We are off for Thanksgiving, so here's to wishing you a happy Thanksgiving break. I'm Brent Carney.
And I'm Courtney Brown. Have a good break, SLU.